All right, so we're here once again with Michaelsongs. Welcome back to the show, Michael.
Happy to be here, Dave.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having me, man.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Good.
Good. You were here by yourself previously before we were on video. The internet does have a short memory.
Yes.
So I figured, I wanted to have you back on to see kind of where, what you've been up to, what you've been doing lately. So give me the quick rundown of kind of what you got going on currently.
Yeah. So currently, I thought June was going to be my take a break month, and I ended up with like 9 gigs.
Nice.
So I expand as much as possible. I hit as many different places.
Yep.
I reach outside of wherever I'm at. I always want to play new spots. I like to see how new audiences and new people react to what I do. It's all original music, and anytime I see original nights anywhere, I go. So I'm up in Asbury Park. I'm out in Point Pleasant. I'm up in Neptune, New Jersey, and Belmar, New Jersey.
Wow.
And Ocean Grove, New Jersey, where I see original nights, and just getting in with that whole scene of people.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I am a firm believer, subscriber, whatever you want to call it, of casting a wide net, right? Even with the cover gigs that I do. Like I will drive an hour and a half, right? Maybe 2 hours if the money's worth it because I'm greedy. But but yeah, I like to cast a wide net
for more gas so you can go far.
Right, exactly. It's exactly right. But yeah, and I'm starting to find I've got a small pocket of fans in Conshohocken. I've got a small pocket of fans here in South Jersey. Very small pocket of fans in Wilmington, Delaware. I like traveling a little bit. It's fun for me. I don't mind driving. I'm not one of these people that hates driving. But yeah, it's fun to 2 months from now I'll be playing in Wilmington, and I know 4 or 5 people are going to show up just to see me, and it's good to see their faces again and talk to them and stuff. So
Absolutely. Yeah, same. We just literally came in here off the road. We played Princeton on Saturday night.
Yep.
And yesterday we played in Lambertville.
Okay.
And it's one of those things that's what's Lambertville, like an hour from home?
Yeah, something like that.
To have
up by New Hope. Yep.
Like 4 people show up specifically for us.
That's awesome.
I like getting in front of a new audience, but it's also cool when you get people showing up to events just to see you.
Yeah, and I think when you're in the original music scene, as you are, I think it is very important it's probably more important to cast a wider net, right? Because, people an hour and a half from here can see somebody else play the same songs that I do on a regular basis. They're not going to be as invested, right?
Gotcha.
But, you're out there trying to discover a new audience, a new set of followers, a new whatever, right? And geographically, I think music scenes are different, whether it's South Jersey, Northeast Philly, North Jersey, Central Jersey, whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? So yes, music scenes are a little bit different. I do know from when the Gab Chinkway band was here, who just opened up for the Struts this past weekend. That's pretty awesome. They play a lot of gigs in Asbury, right?
Great town.
Yeah, and it's an original music scene, right? So tell me about your experiences in Asbury Park.
Yeah. So one of the ways I got up there is, again, anytime I see anyone anywhere doing an originals show, I try to get involved. So there's a show called Come Originals that's up in Madison, New Jersey. So I reached out to the person that does those, and I was like, hey, I'd be interested. And that particular show is for artists of that area.
Okay.
But instantly she was like, I book for shows at the Asbury Hotel.
Nice.
We were like, we love the Asbury Hotel. So she was like, if you want to get in over there, I can get you in over there. So we've played the Asbury Hotel now, and we love that room, we love that place. So and everything is right around there. We've made a bunch of good friends already previously that are up in that area, so we go up there often. We play Cafe Artiste, which is 5 minutes down the road in Ocean Grove. We play with Shorewave Productions. We were just on one of their original nights last week, which is in Point Pleasant. Is that spot Point Pleasant?
Okay.
And they do one in McCann's as well,
Nice.
which is Belmar. So all right in that area, Asbury Park and those other shore towns, Tom's River. We're involved with the Ivory Circuit that does what's called the Listening Lawn, which is like an 8-hour day.
Oh, really?
Of performers, yeah. And we ended up doing it indoors, the one that I was on, because there was some rain that day, so we got to get into what's which coffee? Spire Coffee
Spire
House
Coffee
up
House,
in
okay.
Toms River,
Yep,
hosted us for that one
yep,
indoors, so that was fantastic. So I just keep getting involved with shows like that. If you're bringing original artists especially in, or just trying to get musicians connected, because
mhm.
that to me is also just as important as new fans and things,
Sure.
is getting connected with other artists,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
sharing
Yep.
bills if you're far away. Like
Mhm.
we just played yesterday in Lambertville with a buddy of mine, Derek Alexander Smith,
Okay.
who is in a band called Redfoot. And I met him because we both started live streaming on YouTube 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago,
Mhm.
around the same time.
Nice.
So I would stop into his live streams and chat, and he's up in like Jersey City area.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we were able to get a few times where we get to meet up in person, and
That's awesome.
so now we're doing some gigs together. So like that's the other thing I'm looking for, is other musicians
Mhm.
that also play mostly original music,
Yep,
at least,
yep.
to share shows with, share venues with, share
Mhm.
contact with, and help each other expand the areas that we're playing.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, networking is so important in
Mhm.
in the music industry in general, but,
Yeah.
like, before we hit record, we were talking about kind of like the variety of guests that I have on the show,
Mhm.
and some of those who are I don't know how to it's not like they're rock stars, but like, people who have nationwide followings, put it that way. People who have large followings, they all agree. Like it's all about networking. It's all
Yeah.
and it's not so much a who you know, but it's like, this person who can maybe connect you with this
Mhm.
person and that person. And then like somewhere along the way the magic happens and something great gets created, whether it's a song or an album or a show happens, right? And yeah, those you definitely increase your opportunities for the magic to happen
Yep.
with the more people that you know,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
That's great. Let's see. So let's talk a little bit about your live stream. You've been doing the YouTube live stream for 3 years, you said?
Yeah, so we had two different live streams. So we started by doing this one that was on Wednesday nights, and we would do the first and third Wednesday,
Mhm.
and I would play for anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours
Yep.
on those. And we did that for 2 years, I believe it was. And about 6 months into doing that, I used to just put this little quick video up on Sundays that we called the Sunday set,
Mhm.
where I would just play 3 songs because I was playing them anyway and kind of looking out my back door
Right,
at the
right.
trees. And I was like, oh, we should just post this.
Sure.
So we were doing that, and this one week it was so insanely hot that I kept trying to do it and I couldn't. I kept
Mhm.
messing up the songs and sweating. It's like, why don't we just live stream? Like at some points, it's not actually easier, but we told ourselves it's easier
Yeah, yeah.
because sometimes without a net comes across better if you're sweating and you make mistakes
Sure, sure.
than if you
Yep.
put a video out that they're like,
Right.
you should have edited this. So we went live on the Sunday instead of posting a video, and all of the people that showed up for it were like, you should keep doing this one
That's cool.
live.
Yep.
And that one got pretty popular. And eventually I started, so I was doing all that before I came back out to playing live in person again. I had
Mhm.
taken like a 22-year hiatus.
Yep.
Um, but when we started playing live again, I found myself on those Wednesday nights that I was at home playing, starting to think about the other shows I could be doing, or the open mics that I was missing out on while
Mhm.
I was doing that. And as soon as I start having those kind of thoughts, I'm the kind of person, if I'm not 100% focused on what I'm doing currently,
Mhm.
it it's time to shift.
Right.
So,
Yep.
like, if
Yep.
I'm not in it, then
Mhm.
I'm not in it for the right reasons. If
Sure.
I'm standing there thinking of something else that I could be doing,
Yep.
I probably shouldn't be doing this. So we stopped the Wednesday night shows, but we still continue doing the Sunday ones. And in about a week or two, this will be our third anniversary.
Nice.
So we're going to make it big because there's a bunch of anniversaries all happening at the same time.
Mhm.
The shortest one is it's 1 year of my EP release, my first
Nice.
EP, Where We
Fantastic.
Belong,
Yep.
which came out in July of last year. It is the 3 year anniversary of Sunday Set Live.
Mhm.
It is the 50th anniversary of me being born, little
All
itty
right.
bitty
Nice.
Michaelsongs. So we're
Nice.
like, we got to celebrate all those things.
Yeah,
And
man.
part of Sunday Set Live has been our really good friend Ray from Card and Collectible Guys has been sponsoring this thing we call Names in a Hat on our
Okay.
Sunday show.
Yep.
And when people stop in, if they give us a super chat, a super sticker, if they join the Michaelsongs membership on
Mhm.
YouTube, if they gift memberships to somebody else, if they send tips off
Right.
of YouTube to us and let us know,
Mhm.
we put their name in a hat each week,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
we pull their name out, and
Nice.
somebody gets a piece of Michael Songs merch.
Awesome.
And that's been every week for that's about 60 weeks, I would guess, because
Oh,
it
wow.
was last March is when we started doing that. So
Very
like
cool.
all these things, we're like,
Yep.
that's so we gotta do something big. How are we gonna celebrate? And we decided it's not landing on my birthday, but it's still in July.
Yeah.
we're going to record a live Michaelsongs album
Oh,
at
cool.
Gradwell House Studio with an audience.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
So the live stream's going to happen at Gradwell?
Not the live
Okay,
stream.
gotcha.
Just like a live album
Okay,
recording.
all
So
right.
we're gonna bring in
Yep.
a live audience
Very
because the
cool.
live streams are great, but you
Yep.
can't hear their applaud.
Oh yeah. Yep.
On the recording.
Sure.
But we'll probably
Yep.
record little snippets to share with
man.
our YouTube.
So how do you
audience.
become a member of the live audience?
So we have. I should have brought in we have that. I should have
Oh,
brought
look
in.
out.
We have the
QR code
11 or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah.
So this little
okay, cool.
QR code right down here gets you to michaelsonsofficial.com, or you can go to market.michaelsonsofficial.com, and the tickets are available on both of those. But it's that show right there in Haddon Heights, New Jersey, Tuesday night, July 28th at Gradwell House Studios.
Nice.
We'll be recording that.
That's awesome.
And so I'm gonna do the set twice. So we're gonna sell tickets. You can buy either a ticket to set 1, set 2, or for the whole night.
Okay.
And I'm gonna essentially play the album twice.
Okay.
Because one of the things is I like to wander, I like to meander, I like to improv, I like to do things different on songs. So I kind of want to take 2 shots.
Yeah, sure.
At all the songs and see what I like best.
Do you have a set list for this show yet?
No, I do not.
Okay, good.
I think I will be a little more organized than I normally am. A lot of times I write up a set list just beforehand.
Right.
Sometimes I'll print one out like that morning. I'll think of it and I'll print it out with the name of the place on it and everything. And so we've narrowed it down to about We narrowed our list of. I've got about 80 songs currently that I'm doing, and we narrowed that down to about 20 songs.
Okay.
And we think we're going to let our YouTube audience help us sort of narrow
down
that's
cool.
Some of the top
That's a great idea.
Of what should definitely be on the album.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we're going with now. We're kind of winging it.
Is there going to be any new like unreleased stuff on this album, or something? Maybe something that nobody's ever heard before? Just curious.
See, that feels like a challenge, and now I kind of want to write a new song.
Well, and I kind of bring it up. Maybe it is a tiny bit of a challenge, but totally an accident. The first time you were here, we kind of talked about your writing and all that stuff, and you were probably the most prolific songwriter I've ever met or known in my life. You know what I mean? And it sounds to me like you write a lot, and I've seen on social media your, submissions for Tiny Desk, or it's the NPR song in 24 hours, whatever. Like, I know you enter like all that stuff, so there's no shortage of inspiration, I guess. So yeah, and this is just my 2 cents. It's your live album. It's your gig. Maybe it might be cool to throw a song in there that like nobody's ever heard, like a world premiere type thing for the album. That's just off the top of my head. Sorry.
Yeah, will do. We're taking notes.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's great. No, that's exciting. I like that whole idea of like a live album and recording it with an audience, and Gradwell House I've never worked with them directly. The songs I'm putting out now are mastered by Dave Downham over at Gradwell House. So
yeah, they're fantastic.
So yeah, I really like the way my songs sound, the final production of it, and then I know other people have worked with Gradwell House in the past and say nothing but great things about them. So that's very, very cool.
Yeah, they're also great. Hey, everybody, they're great for birthday parties. Right after they finished building the studio about a decade ago, we had a birthday party for them.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Just a birthday party.
Really?
Just to use the space, just because we're musicians. We like hanging around music stuff, so where do we want to have this birthday party? And we did it there, and it was fantastic.
That's really cool.
Probably, as much as I love the recording studio and it sounded great, and looking through the fact that they wired up every single room in the entire building, so that like if you happen to be in the bathroom and you're like, it sounds good in here, you just plug in on the wall.
That's cool.
The whole place is wired.
Nice.
But me and my brother found that there was the video game 1942.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Like the one with the airplane.
Yep.
So we were just taking turns just beating each other's high score all night. Like, oh, you got the high score. I'm going back.
That's fantastic.
So that was fun too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I play the Haddon Heights Farmers Market like once a month in the spring, summer, and fall. And when I'm pulling in there, when I'm pulling up, usually there's available parking, street parking right in front of Gradwell House.
Mhm.
So I'm either like unloading, getting ready for the gig, or like 3 hours later loading up. And I always see like the musicians hanging out outside, you know, who are like recording and stuff. Maybe they're grabbing a cigarette or something, or coffee or whatever. And I'm just like, oh yeah, there's another group of musicians, living the dream, hoping for the best, all that stuff.
Absolutely. And people come from far and wide. So one day we went down to, you're familiar with the Dell
Oh
in
yeah.
Manhattan?
Yep.
So we went down there because I really enjoy just playing there.
Mhm.
So I was just outside playing, and Marie was taking some photos, and this photographer wanders up. His name is JP, and he just happened to come at that time. He's like, "Can I take some pictures of you?" So I'm sure
Mhm.
he took some pictures, phenomenal pictures. And this was like 2 years ago, I think. And he was just telling us, he was like, well, he's in town because he's touring with a band and
Mhm.
they're recording at Gradwell
Oh,
House.
that's
So
cool.
even like
Yeah.
touring
Yeah.
bands from
Yep.
all over the place are like passing through specifically to like hit that
Yeah,
studio.
that's
So
fantastic.
that's really cool.
I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. Let's do a quick, now I would encourage anybody listening to this who hasn't seen or heard the first episode of Michaelsongs. Well, do you remember what episode that was? It was single digits, I think.
I believe it
Episode
was
3?
episode 3.
3,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
number
yeah,
3.
yeah. we're
Back
we're
before video
you're
even existed.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy. And you're going to be, I think, episode 109, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So 105 episodes in between.
Mhm.
But no, I would encourage everybody to listen to that. It's a great, really, really good conversation, in depth of like your process and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But like I said, internet has a short memory. And for those that, don't want to go back and listen to it, I'm not going to force people to do it. Give me a quick the quick, high level of where you started, how music all began for you, and for my own curiosity, because I kind of forget as well. When did you make the decision to go all original and not covers? Because as
Yeah.
people may or may not know, we're in South Jersey, and South Jersey is very much a cover band town, with original music making a comeback with the help of folks like you, for sure. But yeah, like give me the kind of the summary of kind of where it all began, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
So I was around 16 when I started playing
Mhm.
music. I always loved music. I found jazz on the alarm clock radio and just fell in love with it. Didn't
Mhm.
know what it was, didn't know what I was listening to. I was like, this music is phenomenal. And I remember thinking that that there was some kind of secret club that you had to get like given access to be a musician.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know you could just do it.
Sure.
But then my cousin, who's a few years older than me, started playing guitar, and this thing like clicked in my head. I'm like, well, he's a normal person, and I knew him before, and now he play. So I was like,
Right.
you can just do it. So I didn't know. So I was always writing stories and poems and all that kind of stuff. And then
Mhm.
I looked at them. I'm like, well, I'm really writing songs here.
Mhm.
So like, but I always wanted to be a drummer too. Um, so like all at the same time, I'm like, okay, he's doing music, so that means regular people can just do music.
Mhm.
He's way better of a guitarist than I am. But uh, so I wanted to be a drummer. I could not afford a drum set. But my brother had bought a bass, a PVT 40, which I believe they call it T40 because it weighs like 40
Oh,
pounds.
wow. Okay.
It's heavy. Um, and he learned a couple of Metallica songs and then kind of shelved it for a while. So some friends of mine, we were like, let's start a band. It was before we actually even knew how to play. We'll start a band, make just terrible noise until
Mhm.
we figure out how to play. So I still couldn't afford a drum set, but there was a bass in the house. So
Mhm.
I asked my brother, and he essentially let me just give him the money he spent on the bass and gave me the bass.
Okay.
So I started by playing bass,
Mhm.
and we were just making noise. And then my friend's uncle played guitar, so he offered to like give semi quasi lessons, which was essentially just teaching us blues.
Right. Sure.
And the first piece of advice that he gave us, which I can give out here to all starting musicians, is he looked at the two of us. I was playing bass and my friend was playing guitar, and he said, "You guys should probably be playing the same notes." And we thought, like, as long as you,
Yeah, but you first discovered jazz, so
there
maybe
you
you were
go,
playing jazz and didn't
right?
know it.
I was doing it. I was doing it. But like, I was playing, I have a natural sense of rhythm, so I was on rhythm with him. But
Mhm.
I didn't even think that, I'm
Right.
just going like this and this and
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yep.
he's playing something
He's doing his
else.
own thing.
As
Yep.
soon as we made that change, we're like, hang on, this doesn't suck.
Right.
Um, so kudos to him for teaching us a
Mhm.
couple of blues rhythms,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
and then we just took off from there. And
Mhm.
then I got enough money to buy a drum set, and then there's always this thing with me of inspiration. Um, always writing songs, but then I also just kept every 6 months I would change instruments again.
Okay.
So it'd be like now I'm a drummer.
Mhm.
I'm all in on drums, and then, "Oh, I wanna be the bass player. No, I wanna be the guitarist."
Yep.
So by the time I was, like, 18 or 19, I was usually in 4 or 5 bands at the same time, so that
Oh,
I could be
wow.
the drummer in a band,
Mhm.
bass player in a band, rhythm guitarist in a band, and writing all the songs for at least one band.
Yep.
And I always just wanted to write songs. It never occurred to me to
Play somebody else's.
Right,
Yep.
and we would learn some cover songs as a way to, like, learn to play
Mhm.
together, but it
Yep.
never dawned on me to, like, do that as a thing.
Gotcha.
So when I was in bands that we started playing out, they would sort of have to twist my arm to do covers,
Oh,
right?
okay.
There had to be a
Yep.
really good reason for doing it or something
Yep.
I really enjoyed about it.
Right.
So we would toss in a few covers here and there, but
Mhm.
mostly just songs we wrote.
Yep.
Um, and then in the year 2000, me and 2 other friends, that I had been in bands with, each of them separately, several different bands, we just had this conversation where we realized, we were tired of lugging gear around. We were tired of being in bands where practices was spent playing the same songs over and over.
Mhm.
Because we're like, we're playing shows, we should have those tight practices, should be for new songs.
Right.
We were tired of trying to book gigs, because again, original music. And at that time, we were
Mhm.
going over in Philly and playing in places where a lot of times you had to move the tables out of the way
Oh,
yourself,
yeah.
set up your PA. So
Yep.
you'd be playing right on South Street and you get a
Mhm.
good walk-in audience.
Right.
We played this place called the Art Bar where there was like 30 steps up the
Okay.
stairs.
Mhm.
They had a stage, which was great, but you still had to bring in your own PA.
Sure.
So a lot of that stuff, and we are like, we kind of just wanted to write songs, record them,
Mhm.
and then I said, "And never play them again?" And they actually kinda nodded, and for, like, 22 years, that's all we
Wow.
did. We wrote songs, we
Yep.
recorded them, never played them again, and
Yep.
we're all multi-instrumentalists. So,
That's crazy.
I was the drummer on, like, 98% of the stuff there, but also the rhythm
Mhm.
guitarist, the banjo player.
Yep.
The other guys would play, guitar, mandolin, banjo,
That's great.
keyboards, whatever a song needed, we did because we weren't playing live.
Right,
So we
right.
didn't have to worry about how to pull it off, which
Mhm.
also meant for each album that we put together, we could just shift to whatever we wanted to do
Mhm.
musically. We didn't
Yep.
have to be the same band or worry about
Sure.
upsetting people. It's like, wait, you just made I bought a banjo one year and I wrote like 16 songs in 2 months.
Mhm.
So we made an album that was like all the banjo songs.
That's so cool.
So then the next album, we're like, well, clearly we have to
Mhm.
deviate from that and just do really loud instrumental music
Right, right.
for this next one.
Yep.
So like, I'm just always trying to shift as much as possible,
Mhm.
and that creative muse, thankfully, is always still
Yeah.
there
That's awesome.
to write new.
These albums, do they exist somewhere, like, on the internet? Are they
They
can
do,
you listen to them somewhere?
yeah.
Are you gonna tell me who they are this
Yeah.
time or no?
No, we refer to it as the secret band.
Right, I remember
Only
you mentioned that from the first
Yeah,
conversation.
only a few people have ever had me send them a link to
Really? Yep.
any song at all.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it so, but and I'm not gonna push you on it, but is it possible for someone to stumble across it on their own? Like, is it available to the public?
Oh, yeah, it's on all
Okay.
it's actually so Michaelsongs is
Mhm.
not on streaming platforms.
Okay.
Michaelsongs himself, you
Mhm.
have to buy the physical copy, which we just sold the last one.
Oh, nice.
Physical copy of
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yeah.
of Where It Belong, or
Mhm.
go and listen to it or download it from our website.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm not on streaming platforms.
Yep.
I don't really wanna be.
Yep. I
The
don't blame
Secret
you.
Band
Mhm.
is actually on all streaming
Okay. All right.
platforms, and
But
there's,
doesn't
like
get any kind of promotion or
Nope,
nothing. So
no,
everything is 100% organic if
nobody
somebody
knows
stumbles
who it
across it.
is, right. I
That's
think
cool.
even when it's on the YouTube topic page,
Mhm.
comments are turned off.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
like, nobody can be like, "Is that Michael Drums
Right,
on
right,
this?"
right.
Like, you can't get that comment in and nobody's gonna answer you,
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
That's great. That's cool. I like that. Because it's really just purely for the art of creating it.
It was a creative outlet for
Mhm.
us, and that's what we needed to do, and
Yep.
actually, one of the only reasons I started live streaming and became Michaelsongs was, during the pandemic, a lot of musicians were out of work.
Mhm.
I, thankfully, being the handyman, I was not out of work like a lot of other people. I had one house that so graciously was like, "We'll be in your bubble,
Mhm.
and we have huge projects here."
Oh, cool.
So I worked
Yep.
there on one project for like 8 months.
Wow.
So I was in work, and a dear friend of ours, Vance Gilbert, who is a phenomenal musician and
Mhm.
performer, started live streaming like a lot of people did at that point. And from watching his live streams, he was sharing that he does songwriting sessions, like workshops and
Oh,
things,
right,
like with
right.
people private, one-on-one,
Yep.
like Zoom.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, I like to write songs. I'm making money right now. My friend needs money right now.
Mhm.
So why don't we do this? So for 18 months, I did a songwriting session with him every week.
Oh, wow.
And being the me that I am, rather than bringing in songs and working on them each week, I had him give me a different task, and I wrote a new song, at least one new song every week,
Very cool.
and then I would bring that in
Yep.
and show him.
Yep.
So we just kept doing that, and then from doing that, all of a sudden I looked, and in like 2 years, I had written over 70 songs
Yeah, that's amazing.
that were keepers. So I
Yeah.
should say that I write
Right.
probably
Right.
150 songs a year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 20 to 50 of them are keepers.
Right. Right.
But I wrote so many songs that then I looked at the secret band, and I was like, it takes us about 2 years to get through an album because we only get together once a week for about 2 hours.
Sure.
So I can process about 4 or 5 songs every 2 years.
Okay.
And I was like, by the time I process all of these songs, we will be old, arthritic individuals. So that's when I felt compelled to start sharing my music as
Nice.
Michaelsongs and just getting back out there.
Very cool. That's awesome. So how many Michaels are there? There's Michaelsongs, there's Michael Drums.
There is as many as people can be creative because it was really, we were trying to think of it recently. Somebody suggested it in a live chat on one of our streams. They would joke, and it would start because people would say things like, on YouTube, there's a huge music community, and there's somebody live streaming all the time, and there's a group of at least 50 of us that kind of move from live stream to live stream in the live chats, as well as there's virtual open mics and virtual concerts. But we'll be in there, we'll share our days with each other. So like if I'm going to bed, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, people are still live streaming, like, I'm all right, night y'all, and someone will say like, oh, Michael sleeps, like just something like that, I'm making pancakes over here, oh, Michael eats. So like, just whatever I'm doing.
That's
so
great.
the first time, so I forget who it was that said it, but the first time they saw me on drums, it was like Michael Drums. And then that's when I used that as the loophole.
Yeah.
Where Michael Drums can play cover music.
Oh, okay.
Allowed.
Gotcha.
So if I'm on guitar and vocals, when I say I play 100% material, it's not only my original material. I will play the other person's material with them on guitar and vocal. But if you want to do cover songs, I've got to be on the drum set because Michael Drums is okay with that.
That's cool. No, I like it. Is there a Michael mandolin, Michael trumpet, anything like that?
We talked about it. I play banjo. I have shelved it the last like year and a half to 2 years, not for any particular reason. I just kind of stopped playing it. But I think we'll bust. Maybe that's what we'll do for the secret song for the secret album.
There you go.
Is bust out a banjo song.
Nice.
And but yeah, I guess as I keep bringing out any instrument, people
that's
can
cool.
name me Michael, whatever that is.
I dig it. I dig it. That's awesome. Very cool. So let's see. So we've got this live album recording session coming up. And then will that be a physical album and it'll be available on your website?
I hope so. That's the plan. So as long as we can make enough money from doing it to cover the manufacturing costs. I mean, we'll probably do it regardless, but it might, if it doesn't get paid for, it might take a little while.
Sure.
And one of the reasons I want to do vinyl because I love vinyl.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I want the fold out. So the one thing I felt when I did the Where We Belong EP, when we did the whole thing in a month, we did it quick. We recorded it in one day.
Okay.
Literally the day after I decided to do it, we recorded it.
Right.
One shot, done.
Yep.
And I got it, and I love it, and I was like, I'm missing that one connection point that I always remember loving from vinyls and the old CDs and the old cassettes, the fold out where the first time you're listening to something, you're reading all the stuff, you're looking at pictures.
Or maybe there's lyrics, something like that. Yeah, so, that's cool.
So I definitely want that involved, and because I'm still sort of, I don't want to say that I'm against streaming, but I have no interest in putting my music up on streaming.
I don't blame you, dude. I mean, I'm putting it up there. But like, I totally understand when people don't. There's a gentleman I just interviewed now, a couple weeks ago. His name is Ben Jaffe. He's currently the touring guitar player for Casey Musgraves. And he used to be in a band called Honey Honey with Suzanne Santo, if anybody out there knows who they are. My girlfriend Leanne and her friend Kara Ferguson, shout out Kara. Those two absolutely loved this band Honey Honey and the singer Suzanne Santo. And I promise I'll come back real quick. But
we love tangents, right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
So I reached out to Ben a while ago. I also reached out to Suzanne, but she never got back to me. Anyway, but Ben was very gracious, and I interviewed him about a year ago, and then I just interviewed him again because Casey Musgraves is going on tour. So I was like, I texted him, like, you want to be back on the show? Let's talk about the upcoming tour. And he was like, yeah, sure. Anyway, I talk about Ben because he's the same way with streaming services. He does not... I don't want to say he doesn't like it, but it's just like throwing a grain of sand in the Grand Canyon and then hoping people find it. You know what I mean? So he's thinking about doing, well, not thinking, he has done this before. He has something called streaming season, where maybe once a year for a week or so, he'll put all his songs up on streaming platforms. And then I think you can buy them, but I mean, the point is, they're only available for a week. You want to hear them, go listen to them, and then he pulls them down again, because it's creating like a built-in demand, And then, of course, he is on Bandcamp, where none of it's public, but you can only get his music by paying for it, downloading it,
Right.
But yeah, you're certainly not the only one. I think that group is growing. The people who are just getting away from Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff, because it's like you work so hard to put something out there, and then you're giving it away for free with like nothing in return. I mean, if you could get lucky and land on a playlist and have, I don't know, 10,000 streams or something, but get one follower out of those 10,000.
Right.
Like, there's no ROI, there's no return on the investment.
Yeah.
So I totally understand, just not putting stuff up on streaming and making it available on your website and all that stuff. I think it's fantastic. I mean, maybe once I get my first album out of the way, maybe I'll start doing something like that too. Because, if you're not a musician, you may not understand this. You may just think we're a bunch of greedy bastards, but like all the time and effort that's spent to writing the songs, practicing the songs, learning the songs, recording the
instrument
songs,
just to get to a point where you can
exactly,
record.
Yeah, and then all the songs that, like you said, there are songs that are just throwaway songs because they suck or they're just ideas that are not completed. That all takes time. So like to finally get to a point where you're putting one song out, let alone an album, I don't think it's too much to ask money for it. You know what I mean? Give me $10 or whatever for these 8 songs,
just
whatever.
Sincere connection.
Right.
So like you may get sincere connection out of streaming, and I don't fault anyone that does streaming. I'm not like shouting on a high horse, don't stream.
Right.
I'm just like, for me, it's mostly the live performance that I really love. And I love performing the songs differently. And I love seeing how that affects people in the room. And I like connecting with the people there. And I feel like I get that from there. And I get that live streaming on YouTube. And I don't know that I get any of that from streaming.
Yeah.
It just feels like a hope that something comes from it. Or, I hear a lot of people saying, well, like there's a potential to just get your music out to more ears.
Right.
Which is great
Sure.
for the listening. I would love for more people to hear my music. But also, I don't want to put any time or effort into putting it on something like that. And then also, we're contract reading kind of people. So if you've ever, we wouldn't just blindly put something up. So you start reading some of those things.
Those terms and conditions.
And you're like, hey, it looks here like they can actually just give your music at no profit to you to be used in advertising for some product that you might not agree with whatsoever, based on what it says here. And people go, that's not what that means. I'm like, I don't know. Based on the way it's written here, it looks like they have the flexibility to technically own your music.
Sure.
Whether there's money lost or not, that it can just be connected to things.
And nowadays, I think Spotify, I don't know if they're still doing it, but I think it came out a while ago that Spotify they updated their terms and conditions to say that, hey, we can use all of your music for AI learning, which means they can basically take your whole song, feed it into an AI machine. That AI machine could spit out something that sounds 98% like yours, but it's theirs. You know what I mean? And of course they've got all the bots and the programs to get hundreds of millions of streams on it. So they're the ones making the money on their own platform based on your creative. So it's crazy.
It's a rough system to be involved with.
And then there are people, and I'm a little bit guilty of it. There are people who think, well, maybe I'll hit the musical lottery and like Taylor Swift will hear my song on Spotify and want me to open for her, or want to cover my song, and then I'll get the writing proceeds. Sure, that's a possibility, but you probably have a better chance of getting eaten by a shark waiting for the subway.
And I always go with, because of how I write songs and because of how I perform live and because of all those things, I always go with like what my gut sense is first, because there's times the same where I'll rethink that. So like there's been times where I'm on shows upcoming and the people reach out to me and they're like, do you have anything on Spotify?
Oh yeah, because they want to hear
it. Like streaming and not to hear it. they're doing promotion,
Oh, okay.
and for
Gotcha.
each person on the show, they want to do like they're going to do a promotion each
Mhm.
day leading up to it, and they want to feature someone's song.
See, I hear
And
you.
a lot
Yep.
of them can't do. I'm like, well, I can send you the file from the
Right.
website, or you can download it yourself or use it. And
Mhm.
they're like, nah, we just like to use the link
Yeah, it's
because you can
convenient.
just go into Instagram and click
Mhm.
music and type in the thing, and it
Right.
will connect. And I'm like, so every once in a while, I go, well, I guess I'm losing out there that they're
Mhm.
sharing me on this show, but I'm the one musician that's
Right.
not getting shared. But
Yeah.
then I just go, but I don't wanna.
Yeah, those fans that how am I gonna say this? I've got a couple ideas rolling around in my head. Um, those fans that might hear that little snippet on the promo,
Mhm.
chances of them becoming like an avid follower are probably pretty slim.
Right.
However, the people who see you, who do make it to the show, right, regardless of whether they heard your promo spot or not, they're going to see you. They're going to connect. There's going to be a larger percentage of those people that are going to connect with you and become fans or followers,
Mhm.
right? And I heard something when I say recently, I'm talking within the last year, maybe two. I heard somebody say somewhere that, like, there's that theory of, is it 100? No, 1,000. 1,000 true followers
Mhm.
compared
Yeah.
to like
Yep.
X amount of passive followers, right? You get yourself 1,000 true dedicated followers, fans.
Mhm.
I hate calling them followers, but fans. And let's say hypothetically, you've got merch and you've got your songs to download, you've got concert tickets, all that stuff. Let's say you convince, and convince is a harsh word, I don't mean it that way. You convince these 1,000 fans to spend $100 a
Mhm.
year on your stuff,
Right.
whether it's downloads, concert tickets, t-shirts, whatever. $100 a year, 1,000 people, you're making 100 grand as a musician.
Right. That's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
that's not too
I figure if
shabby.
you can get to 1,000 fans and they spend $10 on you a
Yeah.
year,
Yeah, man.
that's
Yep.
$10,000.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's a good connection there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
for those
Yep.
few little other things, so one of the other things that happened recently was my song 18 Wheels,
Mhm.
which was written for the WXPN, the first WXPN 24-hour song challenge, and
Yep.
it was on our EP. That ended up getting nominated for a Hometown Homie Award.
Oh, nice.
For
Nice.
Delaware Public Radio,
Yep.
which was phenomenal honor,
Mhm.
awesome, and we got to be at the award show. It was fantastic, and
That was
and
down
that
at the
was
Queen, right?
yeah,
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 man.
it's a cool
That's cool.
spot.
Yep.
Um, and that was another one of those spots where they kind of reached out and said, "Do you have music on Spotify? Because
Mhm.
we're putting a playlist together of the nominated artists.
Mhm.
We'd like to put 18 Wheels on there." And I'm like, I just have the digital, and they're like, "Well, it's a Spotify playlist."
Right, right, right.
So I thought, there's another spot that I'm missing out
Mhm. Mhm.
on being shared with all of these other musicians, and people are going to listen, and people that might not know me at all but are tuning in for the
Mhm.
Homie Awards.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's missing out. But then I went with my gut again, where I was like, but is it worth it to put the stuff up for this scenario? So each
Right.
time I do reassess. I don't
Sure,
just
sure.
make stark
Yep.
decisions and go, I'm sticking with that
Right,
decision
right, right,
forever.
right.
I go, is it still worth do I still feel the same way about my decision? And I
Mhm.
still did. I was like, I'm missing out
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
But you know what? If people like me, they can come to our website and listen to the music there,
Mhm.
or they can come see us live, or they can get physical copies of the music.
Yep. That's great. That's great. And yes, it's your music. You're allowed to change your mind,
Hmm.
right? Like it's not like we're going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I thought Michael said he wasn't never going to put his songs up on Spotify and now here they are."
Right.
It's your music. You can do whatever you want, you know?
Hmm.
I said the same thing to Ben because he was talking about how he during his streaming season, he had one song that got picked up by like a TV station or a TV show. So in like one day, it went from like 10 streams to like 300,000 streams because everybody was hearing it on this TV show.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, well, shit, streaming season's going to end in like a week. What do I do? Do I pull this song down even though it's getting hundreds
Right.
of thousands of streams?" So I don't even remember what he did, but like he's allowed to change his mind, you know?
Right.
He could put them all down except for that one. It's
Right.
his song,
Leave
it's
the
his
one
art,
up. He
you
could
know?
take them all down
Mhm.
and be like, "Here's some breadcrumbs. That song you want to hear. This is how you find it."
Right,
Come,
exactly. Yep, exactly. All right, cool. No, I think that's very cool about the whole streaming stuff and your philosophy, and yeah, I think in this day and age, I think you do need to be protective of your art, right? Like, gone are the days where you can just throw stuff out there and then be discovered and all that stuff. It's those chances are so slim. So I think it's a smart idea to just kind of concentrate on those loyal fans and growing that base rather than
Mhm.
just trying to like, you know, um get all the passerbys, right? Like
Yeah.
I know a lot of people promote uh playlists, trying to get on playlists.
Mm.
Playlists on Spotify are so passive, like passive listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to listen to this playlist to work out with. Nobody's going to stop and look at their phone and be like, oh wait, I like this song, who's that, Dave Cudrak? Oh, let me go look at his stuff. That's not happening when you're on a playlist. But anyway, I diverge.
I do want to mention,
Go ahead.
you probably won't be like this, but you're totally right. And also the point of Michaelsongs being a different animal live
Mm-hmm.
than in the studio, which is one of the reasons why we're going into the studio to record the album.
Yep.
So, and that concept of 1,000 true fans, we don't have as many followers as maybe a lot of the like mid-range, artists of our era here. But when in our live streams every week, we have a consistent like 20, 30 to 50 people that come and go and check it out.
That's awesome.
Stick around, some of them for the whole episode. So like the loyal fans will, see what we do. They'll see if you're good, they'll come in and they'll see what you do and they'll stick around.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're on streaming or not on streaming.
Yep.
So I think you made some really good points.
Thank you. I kind of know what I'm talking about. No, I appreciate it's a very valid point for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, cool. So we're on 42 minutes already, and I know we did an episode before. Is there anything else you want to talk about or bring up, promote, anything like that before we get to the performance?
When we check with my marketing team, have I missed anything? Well, yeah, there's a bunch of shows. So
yeah, shout them out. I'll probably get this episode out in like a couple of days, so feel free to
check
promote.
Me out at all the shows. If you can come to the live album recording, that would be also awesome. Also, I've been playing at Greens and Grains. It's a plant-based eatery in Cherry Hill, right near Whole Foods.
Okay, yeah.
It's a place that we love, and they were talking about doing more things. And we're like, hey, you know that I play music, right? And they're like, sure, let's do music. So we've been doing it. This will be our 4th month. Third month.
Okay.
But it's going to be for my birthday, so it's going to be the day after my birthday.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be hanging out over there, Greens and Grains in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, July 14th, and come and celebrate Michaelsongs. And we try to make each show different so that what you're coming to is a different type of experience.
Yep.
So when we play at Greens and Grains, we do this thing. I play about 90 minutes. The first 30 minutes, I just kind of do my thing. And then we do what we're now calling the Maria Hour. It happened spontaneously the first time. Sometimes I have a set list, sometimes I don't. So when I don't, sometimes I'll get to a point where I just look up at Maria or out in the audience and like, is there anything you want to hear?
Yep.
And so Maria started to describe one of the songs, and people seemed to really enjoy that. So we did the rest of that show. She would request the song and then tell the story of the song.
Oh, cool.
So instead of me sharing the story, it was like her perspective of the story.
Yep.
And they liked it so much that we did it the next time, and that's what we're going to continue to do at Greens and Grains only.
Nice.
So if you want to be a part of the Maria Hour, you got to come on down to Greens and Grains.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that goes back to, those loyal fans. I mean, those fans are going to want to hear that stuff. They're going to want to hear the stories behind the songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I always go back and forth with sharing because I'm like, myself as a music fan, sometimes I love having my own complete interpretation of a song, and there have been times when I've heard from the songwriter that kind of ruined what I thought the song was.
Yep,
so I'm always like back and forth. Do I share? How much do I share? Or then at any given show, I'm like, I don't want to talk between every single song.
Yep.
Maybe I just want to say the song's about a fox and just play the song and not tell the whole story. So I sort of, bob and weave and do that. But for that show, at least the last 60 minutes of that show each month, you'll hear the stories of each song that Maria wants to hear.
Nice. That's awesome.
And not just the loyal fans. We've had a lot of people. He does a song about a fox.
Right.
We've had a lot of people. Their first show, they'll come up to Michael afterwards and be like, "I gotta know what happens."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we do hear that from new folks often about different songs. I really like this one line. This really got me. What were you thinking about that?
Very cool. That's awesome.
And sometimes, people are listening that you don't realize they're listening when you're playing. I try to look around the room and see who's into what. If people are bobbing to the upbeat stuff, I play more upbeat stuff. If they're locking in when it's more story focused. And so we just played a show in Point Pleasant. And afterwards, I didn't even notice the person like actively listening, but they must have been, on my way back in afterwards, they stopped me and said, I love the song about the truck driver, which was 18 Wheels.
Yep.
Like that song, it was phenomenal, and I can really relate. So I was like, that's awesome. Like, and not everyone takes the time to stop and let you know
right.
that something did sink in. So
yeah, it's cool. I love it.
when you do get those connections, that inspires you to like, all
Mhm.
right, keep doing it, because even if half the room seems like they're not paying attention,
Right.
they might be listening.
Yeah,
And
chances are somebody
keep
is.
your eyes
Yep.
up and look around and
Mhm.
see, because every once in a while you'll be playing a song or talking about a song, and you'll see some people do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you
Yep.
go, okay, they're paying attention to when I tell
Mhm.
the story, so tell more stories tonight.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
oh, they're looking up when I'm doing all the upbeat stuff. All right, do
Mhm.
more upbeat stuff. So just kind of like
Yep.
read the room and do your own thing, but react to what's
Sure.
happening.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic advice. I mean, you definitely have to read the room, you know. I mean, if you're in a small coffee shop and you start, doing Slayer songs, that's probably not going to go over that well.
Right.
You
For me, it might actually, because one, Michael Metal, right?
There you
And then
go.
two, if I do they're like, is he doing cover songs right now?
Is that Rain and Blood by
Right.
Slayer?
And then I'd have to reveal like Michael Metal does covers. So that might be the one scenario where metal in a coffee
It might
house
work.
works out.
It might work for
Yeah.
sure.
Metal fans would appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of coffee houses on here now, so tune in to find out. You're gonna have to show up. We're not gonna advertise ahead of time, y'all.
What's that you got over there, Maria?
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you want to show? This is the Maria archive copy.
Yeah, that's our copy of the CD.
And the lyrics that we shared, but it is available currently, donation only.
Okay.
Choose your own price.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can download it for free, or you can download it for $1 million on
Yeah.
our website.
Anywhere in between.
That's our copy of Where We Belong.
Nice.
Support our upcoming album.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. For sure.
And then it came with like a little puzzle. We did the lyrics,
Oh, cool.
but they're a one sheet, and then we cut it into small,
Okay.
and you can get
I'm a fan of that.
you can get the
Yeah,
four
yeah,
up
yeah,
in the
yeah.
envelope, or if you want the full sheet, you can do the full sheet. But then there's the lyrics to all the songs
Nice.
with the artwork from the album on it.
That's awesome.
And we got to get working on. We have an idea for the name of the new album, and we're going to talk to some people before we reveal that. And
Okay. Cool.
maybe have the artwork ready so that we have some displays at the recording of it,
Nice.
so it
Nice.
already feels like a tangible object.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, cool. Anything else you want to talk about before we get to the performance? We cover
Do you
pretty much.
offer songwriting sessions to people?
I do,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I forget about that sometimes because we don't really do it very often, and we don't get taken up on it very often. But I do offer songwriting sessions,
Mhm.
and that can be anything from helping people with song structure
Mhm.
or backstory to characters. Like sometimes just having conversations with people, they don't realize some of the things,
Mhm.
not just that I do, but that you can do with the story. When I talk about songs where I'm like, listen, I know how tall this character is. I know the clothing that they wear. I know the pace that they walk. I know their relationships with the other people in the story.
Mhm.
I don't need to say any of that in the song, but
Right.
knowing that helps you decide the vocal cadence that you're going to do the song at,
Mhm.
the vibe of the mood. So all those are in songwriting sessions, whatever
great.
aspect you need, lyric help,
Mhm.
story development, restructuring, all that. We do
That's
that.
awesome.
So yeah.
That's awesome. So, and how do they get in touch with you for that? Just Michaelsongs.com?
Yeah, so we would just, I believe, all through the email.
Sorry, Michaelsongofficial.com.
Michaelsongofficial.com. And you can send us an email and set that up, and I do in person or via Zoom or StreamYard.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. That's cool.
Mhm.
You may have mentioned that last time here, but I don't remember. But anyway, it's cool to get it out here now. So that's great. All right, cool. So you got a couple songs for us you're going to do?
Absolutely.
Which ones you going to do?
I think we chatted about doing 18 Wheels,
Mhm.
since it's a fan favorite and it was up for the Homie Awards. And then the brand new one, because the new XPN 24-hour Song Hour Challenge was like 2 weeks ago. So
Okay.
we got a brand new song
Nice.
for that. We call it Permission Slip.
Awesome.
So we'll play those two.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Michaelsongs, for being on the podcast, and Maria for chiming in occasionally. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And let's get on with the performance.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
All right, so this is the most, oh man, it's not even the most recent Michaelsongs anymore. It's 2 weeks old. I've written like 7 songs since then. So, 2 weeks ago, and we don't know when this is coming out, so all these things are wrong. I'm not the best at the talking part. WXPN 24-hour Song Challenge 2026. They asked us to write songs about freedom, and for me, I was a kid that grew up in Camden, and we lived at the foot of the Walt Whitman Bridge, and we could see the Ben Franklin Bridge from where we lived, and they would give us like school trips into Philadelphia to talk about the history and see the Liberty Bell, and talk about how great America is, and it is a great country, and history is very important, and it was right next to us, and we took it for granted that it was 5 minutes away from us our whole life. And then, but I also listened to them talk about freedom and how everyone is granted the same freedoms, and then I would come back to Camden and look around and be like, I don't feel like even as an 8-year-old kid, I could recognize that. I don't think that is the case here. So I wrote this song. It's called Permission Slip. I'm just a little kid from Jersey. I grew up in the shadow of that big old bridge. I don't cross the bend too often, took history for granted, a school kid with a permission slip. Just to see some cracked bell and hear the stories they tell about freedom, but it's a little hard to hear when you grow up around here. Good on that paper behind the glass where we stare at 250 years. Now a grown man I am watching, people are still fighting each other over words on a page. Did we lose the plan? Are they still telling stories about freedom? It's a little hard to hear when you grow up around here. Got the right to say it, and that's the point of our freedom, ain't it?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. So this was written for the first WXPN 24-Hour Song Challenge 3 years ago, and they had said the prompt is summertime, so write a song about summertime. And this guy standing here in the suit, this is not a gimmick. I literally wear a suit every day, no matter what I'm doing. Carpentry, painting, hanging out on the beach. Whatever it is, I'm in a suit. So I figured I've got to come up with a different character to use for summertime than the standard. I'm not going to sing about hanging out on the boardwalk in shorts and a tank top and flip-flops. That's not my summer. So I decided to write about truck drivers driving the 18-wheelers, and we had a lot of truck drivers in our family. So I wrote this song for Maria's father, Pa. Rest in peace, Pa. This is his summer in an 18-wheeler. It was called 18 Wheels. Getting warm, and the road seems longer, and there's more traffic on the interstate, and I'm coming on, getting up at 3 a.m. I got 16 hours ahead of me. Engine idling in the parking lot, ice-filled coolers, back seats overstuffed, and I'm all alone in that cab with the radio, and the engine hum. Summer ain't the same for everyone. another night out of state. I'm out of steam, but I'm wide awake. And I'm all alone in that cab with the radio. Yeah, I'm picking up XPM. That's how I know I'm almost home. I'm almost home. 18 wheels, 12 gears, and I'm headed to Lexington. I'd rather be at the Jersey Shore. The summer ain't the same for me no more. 18 wheels, 12 gears, and I'm headed to Lexington. Summer ain't the same, no. Not for everyone.
Nice. Love it. Good stuff.
Thank you so much.
All right, brother. That's a wrap.